Okay, good.
Dr. Odom, I'm so glad you are here. It's a recording is the next best thing to being in person and live, but we're talking about the immune system, and we've shared some of our amazing research, but I want to hear from you from a doctor perspective on the importance of the immune system and how Juice Plus can help.
All right. Well, first off, thank you again for inviting me on your call. I love Wellness Wednesday, and I love being partnering with you. We do have a wonderful message, and our goal is to try to touch as many lives as we can and reach as many as are interested in their own health, but in their family's health, and literally in the future of their family. So I'm thrilled to be on again and to share information. Everybody is interested in the immune system. And as you know, I love reading. I've read lots of books on health in general, but especially immune health and the relationship of immune health with all of the other organs and systems in the human body. So what we are finding is that when we use the words immune health, we're actually talking about gut health at the same time. They are one and the same. They're so interrelated and interconnected. And the good news is so many people have issues with their gut health, but the good news is that's not the good news. The good news is that it's correctable. And we know so much more today about how to treat and manage this. And it can be done without taking medication, without surgery, without chemo, without extreme options, but with simple options that just need to be repetitive. And that is, we need to eat better. And when we say eat better, what are experts generally meaning, or what is the hidden meaning when they say, all right, patient, you need to eat better. You need to eat for health. You need to eat more. Here's the magic words: plant food, more whole plant food. So Michael Pollan said it best when he said, eat real food, mostly plants, not too much. That message is going to be hammered home in the next 50 years. So when we're talking about the immune system that I got to know when I went to medical school, literally over 50 years ago, a long time ago. In fact, I graduated from medical school over 50 years ago, but the immune system then is not as we know it today. And but when you think of immunity, and when you think of disease, and if you stop long enough to think about what are the top 10 killers in the United States today, well, we all know that cardiovascular disease is the number 1 killer. Cancer is either number 2, 3, or 4, depending on the list that you look at. But the top killers for all of us are conditions that are related to chronic inflammation, a lifetime of inflammation, also called oxidative stress. So oxidative stress simply means too many free radicals. And our body has a mechanism and the means to neutralize or negate the negative effects of these free radicals by consuming more antioxidants. A free radical is missing an electron. An antioxidant is an electron donor. So how simple is this? The concept is so simple, not actually doing it, but more plant food, because plant food are where we have fiber, and trapped inside those fibers are antioxidants. We also call them phytonutrients or phytochemicals, plant compounds that actually reduce the negative effects of these free radicals. So you'll be hearing over and over and over, no matter if it's a cancer lecture or if it's a talk on COVID-19, or if it is about building a robust immune system in your body, more and more and more, we're going to be hearing about the benefits and the value of more plant food, more variety, more consistency, more fiber, more antioxidants, more phytochemicals. And so when you look at all the things that are being said, and that includes people that have that already have comorbidities, and those are the people that are at risk of having fatal consequences of no matter what the condition. But when you have, when you already have a life-threatening, or maybe not even life-threatening, but just health-threatening issue going on in your body, whether it's high blood pressure, whether it's diabetes, whether it's anxiety, depression, whatever is going on along with it, and then throw in obesity, just that's another whole set of cells in the human body that are just producing over and over and over unrelenting inflammation. So when you put all that together, what is the best approach? What are the things that we have control of and that we can do to mitigate these negative effects of these conditions that are coming, that we don't even have diagnosed yet, but that are coming down the road? So where am I going with all of this? The foods that you choose to eat every single day and the consistency with which you eat plant food will impact your immune system, because it impacts the enteric microbiome, that area in your body, in the gut, primarily in your large intestine, your colon, that that determine the bacterial balance that allows you to have symbiosis, which means everything in harmony in the gut, versus dysbiosis, things not in harmony, but dysfunction. Or another term that we hear frequently is leaky gut. So if you have leaky gut, your immune system is not functioning the way that it should. Your immune system is directly related to the bacterial balance that's determined by the foods that we choose to eat every single day. The more plant food, the more symbiosis. The more artificial, the more sugar, the more artificiality, the more gluten, the more dairy, and even the more animal sources, the more inflammation, and the more likely we are to develop this condition called leaky gut. So your immune system functions beautifully when it's not overly active or when it's not underactive. And people that are undergoing chemotherapy and radiation, their immune system is compromised and it's going to be under functioning. We measure before medicine moves forward with chemo and radiation. They measure certain parameters like white cell count. And when I was in medical school, that was the essence of what we really determined was our immune system, or these tests that we can run to determine how our body is responding to an outside influence. And literally, that's what the immune system does. It's our protective system against an outside influence that our body either understands or perceives that it is a threat to our overall human being. So when you think of your immune system, in the future, we're going to be thinking and we're going to be equating that with what's going on in the gut. So we are concerned about a global pandemic right now. And I will tell you that we're not talking about this pandemic is not bacterial, but there have been global pandemics. There was one about 5 or 6 decades ago that wiped out a third of Europe, called the Black Plague. And so these organisms, the bacteria, viruses, and other microorganisms, have an ability to mutate. And we're seeing that with what's going on currently and the different variants that we're seeing. But the point is that just last year, 2021, over 900,000 people died from drug-resistant infections. And it's predicted that within the next 30 years that there will be more people that will die from drug-resistant infections than there are people that die from cancer or that die from heart disease or cardiovascular disease. So in the future, we're looking at a world that is going to be dependent on having strong, robust immune systems. And we know today that the foundation of that immune system, it literally resides right in our intestinal tract. And that's exactly where the immune system resides. Over 3/4 of all immune function is in our intestinal tract or our intestinal system, digestive system. So an overview of how important the immune system is, what we can do now to make it healthy, and not just healthy, but robust, that functions just like it's supposed to. We don't want it overly active. When it gets overly active, it's so on high alert that it actually begins attacking our own cells. And that's the definition of autoimmune. And we're seeing epidemics in different areas of autoimmunity. And when I was in medical school 50 plus years ago, and we were looking at autoimmune diseases, we named fewer than 10. Lupus was one of those. One of the newer ones is called fibromyalgia, but multiple sclerosis is one of those. So, and there are new ones that are being named and diagnosed, and I'm convinced that that's so they can develop a treatment or a medication, a pharmaceutical that will maybe be effective for that situation. But we're in a place where we can prevent these things from happening in the first place, or we can certainly lower the risk of it happening, lowering the likelihood. And that's been our message from day one. The more plant foods, the more we lower the risk of having any chronic disease. And there are thousands of studies worldwide, not just from this country, but from all over the world, that say the more plant food, the healthier you are, the healthier your immune system, the healthier your gut situation. So plant food is what's missing. It has been missing. Our company, Juice Plus, provides us with opportunities to add more phytonutrients and add more fiber to our diet to feed the beneficial bacteria. That's the bottom line. To me, that's the most important message that we have with Juice Plus, with the opportunity to share this with others. And it's not that you can't reach this with your diet. You absolutely can, and people do. What Juice Plus can do, we say it fills in the gap. I like to say it augments the body returning to that state of homeostasis and symbiosis that's necessary for our immune system to function at its peak or optimal health. So I hope this helps as an overview of the immune system, and maybe where plant food, the role that plant food can play in making this happen, or to help it to happen.
Absolutely, it does. And I've been hearing you talk about gut health for a while now. And for those who are new to learning about it, we have a great webinar we can send you on gut health. And then also just the simplicity of either feed the healthy gut bacteria or the not so healthy. If you feed the healthy bacteria, it's going to improve your gut health, improve your immune system. And right, Jack said amen. And then the other side, of course, the unhealthy, you want to come get on? The unhealthy side is to hurt the immune system. So we can choose to either help our immune system or to hurt it by what we eat. And a lot of people who eat lots of fruits and vegetables have that argument, well, I already eat fruits and vegetables, but they don't get the variety consistently. So every day we have the opportunity to add Juice Plus and to take, like you said, you can never have too many antioxidants. So it's good to have extra, especially if you are a cancer survivor or you deal with any kind of chronic illness. So thank you for that. All right.